After having tested all the supermarkets on my German-speaking challenge, I thought now it's time to move to Italy and see what Italy has to offer. I started with Coop, it's C-O-O-P, and bought all of the spirits of their own brand, basically. You know, because very often in the supermarket, they sell like mainstream brands or brands from other companies, but they do have their own brands as well. So let's see what we got. That's all they got when it comes to spirits. To be honest, I was expecting a bit more. I just finished buying all my stuff. This is what we got. I'm starting with the vodka. It's a bit confusing because it's like positioned in the shop as it would be their own vodka, but it's from like a huge European spirit company called Stock. So at the end, it looks like it's their own brand, but I don't think it really is. Anyway, I paid €7.07 for this bottle. Let's see what it has to offer. We have an alcohol degree of like 38%. Can I say this? The nose is pretty neutral and very, clean, which is nice, I guess, yeah. So basically, the nose has to offer what most people are expecting from a vodka, especially in this price range. Yeah, taste-wise it's good. There's nothing there. Again, what people expect from a vodka. So yeah, it's okay, especially for that price. You can't say anything. It's what it meant to be, I would say. Now we have a gin. It's called Edgar, what? Sober? Edgar Sober. London Dry Gin, which is pretty cool because we got 40%. For a gin in Europe, you need at least 37.5, so it's not the minimum, which is great. Because usually, if you see like the absolute minimum, it's not a very good sign because the company wants to get out of each batch, they distill the most out of it. So it's not about the quality, it's most about the quantity. That's why when it's at the absolute minimum, it's not a good sign. And London Dry Gin is pretty good because most of the gins these days, they are flavored vodka. They're not very high quality gin. So these mainstream cheap products, which you know from the past, are very often quality-wise better than all these like 35 euros vodka marketing bullshit stuff you find these days. I paid €11.90. I mean, the bottle is not bad, is it? Like this, looks quite a bit fancy even. So yeah, you can't complain. For that price, I'm quite happy to pay that amount. Let's see what it has to offer quality-wise. The nose is very nice. We have lots of juniper, which I like. Very classic style gin. Nice. Very nice. Very classic, London Dry, which means all the botanicals have to be distilled together properly. There's no artificial flavor, nothing. So it's basically the real deal. Taste-wise, it's very good. It's very straightforward. Excellent gin. For that price, yeah, you can really buy that. Now we have Rum Blanco. That's the name. Original label, Primo. Special, traditional, distilled. All that doesn't mean anything. And we are at the minimum for rum. It's 37.5% of alcohol. And the price is unbelievable. I paid €5.49. It wasn't a special offer, it's a regular price. So, why is €5.49 so amazing? Like, I don't even know how it works because what we have in Italy, we have the taxes of 22%. So let's get rid of the taxes because the state gets it anyway. So we stay with €4.50. And now we have alcohol taxes as well in basically, I think, all countries on earth which allow alcohol. And in Italy, the alcohol tax per liter of pure alcohol is €10.38, which is actually compared to other countries quite cheap. So per bottle, that leaves us €2. That makes €2.73 of alcohol tax. So we take that down after we took off the taxes already, yeah. So that leaves us with €1.77. So with €1.77, there's the the margin of the supermarket, the producer. It's proper rum, which is imported from somewhere where they make rum. We don't have sugarcane in the Europe mainland, so it's imported. All that costs money. The distillery needs to make money. We have the bottle, we have the label, we have the bottling, we have the screw cap, yeah. And all that with €1.77. Honestly, I have no idea how that works and how these companies are able to survive or make a living. It's basically not possible, is it? It's just like, yeah, a few cents, which is not very nice. The nose is very neutral. There's not much going on. If you're not used trying these spirits, you would think it's a vodka. Yeah. It's actually not that bad. I mean, 37.5% is very weak. But if you would have a higher alcohol degree, it's very, still most people would guess it's a vodka actually. But the rum flavor is there, just a little bit. It's just a hint. It's not bad actually. For that price, you can't complain. If you don't really like the taste of rum anyway, if you're more like a vodka drinker but you want a touch of flavor, it's not bad. Can't complain. Now we got the other rum. It's rum. I can't even read it. What is it? Escuro rum? Okay, no idea what is written. It's imported with 38%. Yeah, let's see. We do have in color, but that's flavored. It's not written, but it's flavored. There's like caramel and vanilla. Oh no, that's flavored. I guess it has never seen a cask in its life because every spirit is totally neutral by color because you can't transport color by distillation. So every vodka, every gin, every whiskey and rum it's all the same color after distillation. And you receive the color by adding the spirit into a cask. The alcohol now takes the color and the flavor from the wood and it gets into the spirit. That's like the ideal version how we like to see it. But at the end, when it comes to rum, when it comes to whiskey, when it comes to cognac and stuff, you're allowed to color them. So you add like a caramel, which is very an intense coloring. So you only need like 3 drops to create this color. So I bet you that this rum has never seen a cask from inside. It's only colored and it's flavored, which you're not allowed. In the EU, if you want to sell a rum as rum, you can't add any flavors. But here there's definitely like some caramel flavor. So basically this rum, this bottling would be illegal. But very often, as you know, if there's nobody complaining about it, there's no problem around it. Just for you to know, this is not rum. Yeah, but still taste-wise, it doesn't really make sense. It's €6.69. It's an illusion to be drinking rum. So yeah, I can't recommend this product because it literally doesn't make sense. We go over to the whiskey now, which is Williams Lawson's blended Scotch whiskey. I'm not sure if it's from Coop, its own brand. I haven't seen it before. Maybe it's like a brand which doesn't exist in Germany, like my main country where I work is Germany, so I'm more familiar with what's going on in the German market. But which is quite amazing. It's €11.10 for this bottle. If you think about it, for being called Scotch whiskey or whiskey in general, in Europe, you need at least 3 years of aging in a small cask. So I don't really know how it's possible to bottle something or to sell something for €11 that has been in a small cask for 3 years. Again, like the margins for each company that is involved in producing such a product, it's not very nice, and you can only create these things or these prices by selling huge amount or huge quantities. Oh yeah, the nose it's not bad actually. It's good. Has much more to offer than I was expecting. Like normally these cheap blended Scotch whiskies are very bad, very weak, very low in flavor. But for a blended low-priced whiskey, that just might be the best I've ever had, I would say. Yeah. I need to compare it like directly to a few others, which I thought were quite nice. But for €11, that might be the best. Still, I mean, it's not changing your life, yeah? Don't get me wrong. You won't be blown away, but consider like price value, €11, that's good. It's good, can't complain. I'm very happy so far with the quality, I have to say. I'm very impressed. This was shit, but The rum price value wise was good. The gin price value wise was good. The vodka was good. The whiskey was good. Good work, guys. Good work. I'm impressed. I haven't had, like in Germany, I was as well quite surprised about the qualities the supermarkets have to offer, especially when it comes to the price. And I was able to find quite a few nice spirits, which is always my intention when I'm trying these, for you to be able to find like the best price value spirits. As well, what is important for me that you know we are paying everything ourselves. That's why I've got the receipt, which you can see here in the video, that for you to know that we are not sponsored or bought by a company. We pay everything for ourselves. We even decline requests when they say they would like to pay us for a video. We don't do that. So now we have the grappa, which is barrique, which is aged for 12 months, and it's bottled at 38%, and I paid €10.60 for the bottle. It's not nice, isn't it? It's not bad, isn't it? Like with the label and stuff for a cheap bottle like this, can't complain. The nose is very weird. Taste a bit of the wine, but more of like some sweets. Ooh, ooh, that's, I don't know what type of grape they use, but it's a bit weird. It's not really what you would expect, taste flavored. It doesn't taste really natural. I'm not saying it isn't, because very often if you use a certain type of grape, which gets quite a weird flavor which you need to like, so it's really not up to my taste. I don't want to say it's a bad product, but it's really not my taste. You can taste that there's a bit of sugar inside. It's sweetened, just a touch to make it more smooth. Yeah, nah, I don't know why you should buy this. And now again, from the stock company, like where the vodka is from, we have, I'm quite amazed by that, it's a brandy aged for 8 years. It's written. You know, there can't be a misunderstanding. And especially in Europe, if you write down that it has been aged for 8 years, you can't put an average. It needs to be, like the lowest drop inside needs to be aged for 8 years. So to be able to sell this for €13.70, that's pretty amazing. So let's see. I don't know how that works. 8 years in a cask? I mean, think about it. You know, it's like all the money that stays for 8 years in a cask. And after that, you sell it for such a cheap price. The nose is quite nice. You have that, you can smell directly that it's a brandy. It's sweetened as well. Yeah, you know, when it comes to brandy, you're allowed to use a few additives, but if they wouldn't have used the additives, that would be much better, much more authentic. And if we would have a bit more alcohol, it's like 38%, so it's literally watered down. What you do is when you take the brandy out of the barrel, you water it down to like the drinking strengths. And there is simply too much water in it, so it's like it's a bit weak. But flavor-wise, it's quite nice. I mean, the quality of the base spirit coming out of the cask, if they would have left it in a natural way, that would be a pretty good stuff actually. So yeah guys, I'm very impressed. The vodka was good for a vodka for the price. The gin, same thing. Vodka, same thing. Rum, don't use that. The whiskey for the price, best. Grappa was weird, and the brandy was quite nice. So considering price value, this is very important, okay? All of these products, considering price value, I've been quite happy. That was a good start with like Italian supermarkets, and I'm happy to see what the other companies have to offer. Let me know in the comments what you think about these type of spirits, or would you like to pay a bit more to get even better quality? Thank you for watching, and you have a good day.